Hey everybody, welcome back to the Golden Bolt. Today we're going to finish up the Kirby's Dream Collection Marathon with a little bit of an epilogue as we look at the Dream Collection itself. In addition to having all 6 games that I covered so far, it has a bunch of little hidden extras here and there that I just want to talk about in a shorter, different style of review. We're just going to get right into it. I'm going to skip my intro. Let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, first things first, let's look at the pure amount of gameplay content that this collection provides. Obviously it goes without saying, but this disc has the first 6 mainline Kirby games on it. Just purely playing these 6 games, I got about 20 hours of playtime out of the Dream Collection. However, it's more than just a collection disc. It also has a game mode called New Challenge Stages, which is an extension of the challenge stages offered in 2011's Return to Dreamland. In these stages, you take control of Kirby with a specific copy ability and run through a stage within the time limit, defeating enemies and collecting coins for points. There are even a couple challenges where Kirby has his actual Super Smash Bros. Moveset, which is really neat. There are 13 of these in total, and completing them added maybe half an hour to an hour of playtime for me. If you're trying to be a completionist, there are bronze, silver, gold, and platinum medals for each stage, and an overall bronze, silver, gold, or platinum trophy for this game mode. Wow, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum? How original. I wonder where they got that one from. Yes, that's right, a Kirby game has a platinum trophy. That's weird to say. So, in total, I probably spent about 22 hours playing the Dream Collection. I've been known to beat games faster than most though, so your mileage probably will vary. If you're really taking your time though, the Dream Collection can easily give you 30 to 40 hours of enjoyment. Even better, you don't have to worry about forgetting to save or anything and adding on the worst kind of playtime because the Dream Collection handles everything for you. Not only does every game except for the first one autosave natively, and keep in mind the first is like half an hour long, the collection itself treats each game as if it's a virtual console game, meaning that it autosaves the exact moment you leave the game. If you're done with a specific game, you don't have to exit out to the console's main menu and reload the collection entirely like with, say, the Ratchet & Clank HD collection. Instead, you can just hit reset on the Wii's home menu and it'll load the Dream Collection right back up for you. If you come back later, it'll even load that exact save state and pick you right back up where you left off seamlessly. That means that yes, even in Dreamland 1, which again is shorter than an episode of the Kirby TV show, you have save states at your disposal. It's a minor touch, but it's one I appreciated every time I put the game down in between recording sessions. There is one minor inconvenience in the Dream Collection though, and this is specific to the 2 Game Boy games. For one reason or another, the Dream Collection versions of these games are only presented to you in black and white. When Dreamland 1 and 2 were connected to a Super Game Boy on the Super Nintendo, or even a Game Boy Color, you could play these games with at least a little bit more color. That option doesn't exist here. It's not a big deal, but Dreamland 2 especially was designed with the Super Game Boy in mind, and the game looks much better there as a result. Overall, this is arguably the best way to play at least 4 of the 6 games featured on the disc, with each game being enhanced to cut back on any potential slowdown. With challenge stages in tow, the Dream Collection provides a great amount of content. The lack of color support on those 2 Game Boy games does hold it back a little bit though. Usually I would expect an Anniversary Collection to be the definitive way to play every game featured. Because of that, I'm going to give the Kirby's Dream Collection a silver bolt for its overall content. In addition to the games themselves and the challenge stages, the Dream Collection has another menu as well, called Kirby's History. This gives players a comprehensive history of the, at the time, 20 years of Kirby's history, from 1992 to 2012. Each year is interactive. Years that don't feature a Kirby game have little golden statues of Kirby characters, and years that did have a Kirby release feature the covers of said games. You can read a little bit about each game, look at a digital version of the game's case, and even watch a little trailer with fun facts scrolling underneath. On top of little Kirby facts and facts about Nintendo as a whole, there are also current events listed, such as presidential elections, Olympics, or world records about candy, because Kirby. For the 6 games featured in the collection, this also acts as a second portal to playing each game when it's highlighted, and if you go to the year 2002, you can watch 3 select episodes from that Kirby TV show I mentioned earlier, Kirby Right Back At Ya. This is all a nice little bonus for both longtime and new fans of the series, and it gives you a perspective on just how prolific this pink poof really was. For the first 20 years of his life, Kirby averaged more than 1 game per year, and technically that number's only grown since then, with 8 more new game releases in the past 5 years. It's certainly not much, but this coupled with the challenge stages is more than you would expect out of a collection disc. And I didn't even mention yet that every copy of this game came with a soundtrack CD. Ignore the fact that it says Special Edition here on the front cover. That doesn't matter. Literally every copy is the Special Edition, so everybody got that CD. The Dream Collection goes above and beyond to give extra content for those that bought it, and for that, I'm going to give it a Golden Bolt. This game was well worth the price of admission. Not only do you get 6 full Kirby games, several challenge missions, and some extra content to read and watch, you get it all for really cheap. I bought my copy online for about 25 bucks, and for the amount of enjoyment I got out of it, that's an absolute steal. If you tried to buy each of these games on the eShop, it would run you about $40, and you'd need both a 3DS and a Wii U, and if you tried to buy each game physically, forget about it. If you're a big Kirby fan, you probably have it already, but obviously it's worth a buy. If you're a newcomer, I would absolutely recommend this, the Dream Collection, as your first dive into the series. It certainly made me a fan. And with that, we are done with the Kirby's Dream Collection Marathon, and while I loved what I played of this series so far, I'm with you guys, I am tired of Kirby, so let's toss that to the side and move right on. At the very end of this video, there will be an end card that takes you to a video explaining how you can help pick the next game I review, so make sure you check that out. For now, let's see what's next in store for the Golden Bolt. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Golden Bolt, and welcome to the first episode that has a 60 frame per second camera. Woo!